All right, being in real estate, I have the same conversations over and over again. How's the market? How's the market? How's the market? How's the market? Oh, how's the market? How's the market? How is the market, John? You see, 3 weeks ago, I noticed something. A shift. Although a minor shift, I felt it.
You must feel the force around you.
Now I've got to say, I feel like I had a really good idea of where the market was going. Say, 2 months ago. See my last market update. Expect a booming year in real estate in Central Oregon. But now, you see, I have a really great idea of what's happening with the market right now, but I don't have any idea what's coming next. In fact, I have less clue than ever before. Stick around, I'll tell you why in a second. Okay, let's rewind 4 weeks ago. Anything listed would have like 10 offers on it, and we'd kind of reached that 10% threshold like we saw last spring. 3 weeks ago, just before we had a listing of our own come up, we were studying the market very carefully, and it's like someone just hit the pause button. Now to keep this all in perspective, everything's still sold. They all had at least one good offer that went pending, and if it didn't over the opening weekend, then, you know, the people that lost out on the other house came back around on Monday or Tuesday and, you know, all the inventory was gone. But then the next week, we saw the same thing. Okay, now stop. Because we are writing offers every weekend on homes, this kind of tipped us off. Like, maybe the market is beginning to cool down a little bit. Could this be it? Now let's take a look at why. Number one, interest rates. Oh man, have they shot up. Most experts, industry experts, were expecting them to get to maybe, an interest rate of 5 points by end of summer, maybe next year. Yeah, well, they did that in 2.5 months. Yeah, interest rates are at 5% already, not just 5.25. This is severely affecting affordability for people who are right at their limit with their, debt to income ratio. It's especially hurting people who maybe they were looking at a house back in January, but there was no inventory. They didn't like what they saw, and they said, maybe we'll just hold out a little bit and wait for spring to hit when more inventory comes on. That way we can actually find something we like. Then inventory stayed low, interest rates went up, their affordability came down, and now they really can't afford anything they like. Ugh. Number two, inflation. Inflation. This isn't a direct correlation, but actually none of these really are, except for the interest rates one, of course. But interest rates is the rising tide that nobody really wants. We didn't ask for this, no thank you. Have you actually looked at meat prices lately? Yeah, go ahead. Go check out the grocery store, buy a pound of ground beef. I'll wait. Whoa, right? But it's everywhere, as you're about to see in this next item. Number three, gas prices. $5 a gallon? Are you freaking kidding me? I thought mortgages were for only houses. You're gonna have to start taking out mortgages just to fill the tank. So I heard somewhere that over in Europe, they're suspending their fuel tax, their gas tax right over there. And I was like, oh, well, that's great, and I didn't really know how much that was. Turns out that's only 15 cents a gallon or something like that. So I was like, oh, well, that's not such a big deal. Do you know that over in Europe right now, it's $8 a gallon for gasoline? We think we've got it bad, and we do. And this one, number four, is what I believe really kind of put the brakes on a lot of the buyers weeks ago. We were just coming out of COVID, and kind of in Oregon, and our mask mandates have been removed. And then it almost felt like it was going to be normal for a half a second, and then Russia invaded Ukraine. And look, war's never good. War's awful. And I really think that has created a a large amount of uncertainty in the market and just with people in general. And unfortunately, nobody really seems to understand what's even going on with that situation. I mean, I try to stay fairly informed on the events of the day, but what the hell is even going on over there? Will it get better? Will it get worse? Will we get dragged into World War III? I mean, I'm not trying to push fear here, but nobody really knows. This could get far uglier before it gets better. We could be in a nuclear war by the end of the week, or Russia and Ukraine could just stalemate and have a war that lasts for 10 years and nothing ever changes. We just don't know. It's just a weird, weird time. If you've ever watched or heard just a few seconds of stock trading advice, you probably have heard or know that uncertainty, kind of forces investors to pull back from the market. And uncertainty is exactly what I think we've been seeing over the last 4 weeks with the war, the inflation, gas prices, and interest rates. I think primarily those are the 4 reasons that have really slowed down the market 3-4 weeks ago. Okay. So there we were last week thinking that things were slowing down. And we had 3 different clients, 4 actually, write offers, and we lost them all. We got our butts kicked. I mean, with multiple offers on every house. I mean, we got those clients into homes at this point, most of them, but we had to really bring it. And that was kind of shocking to us because all of a sudden, it kind of came back on. So is the market slowing down or what, John? Jeez, I thought you knew everything. No, I don't know anything. I got nothing. Really. Don't know. Maybe the abrupt shock of those 4 kind of things just really only hit the pause button. And now that this war has been going on for over a month now, and we're getting, sadly, used to gas prices being what they are, maybe buyers have just decided that, whatever, I'm still gonna go along with my plan because historically 5% isn't that bad as far as an interest rate. Gas prices will come down and, we're still gonna do what we wanna do because we wanna live in Bend. So is it a good time to buy? One of those economic factors that I mentioned was inflation. And in real estate, there's a rule about inflation, and that is that real estate is a good hedge against inflation. Park your money in real estate and your mortgage payment doesn't go up every month like gas and meat and furniture and everything else. So even though inflation is going up and through the roof, that kind of should also be a boon to the real estate market. Then on the other hand, you also have interest rates shooting up way faster than anticipated. So that is also probably pulling down the amount of buyers that are getting into the real estate market. We have all these different factors that are pulling on the market in opposite directions. Investors are in the same boat. Inflation is good for investors because rents rise. But on the flip side, real estate is getting so freaking expensive that it's hard to get good cash flow out the door. Am I all over the place yet? Are you tracking? Here's exactly what we've seen so far in 2022. Just since January, we've seen home prices, average sales price, rise by 8.7%. From $776,999 in January to $841,949 here in March. That's single family under 1 acre in Bend. The average price per square foot is up from $379 in January to $406 in March. Inventory is just abysmal. When we pull this inventory number, it's basically a snapshot. It's usually like the first Wednesday of every month. But in January, it was 86 homes on the market. In February, it was 65 homes on the market. And in the first Wednesday of March, it was 64 homes on the market, which averages to a 0.3 months of inventory, which might not make a whole lot of sense to you, but that's less than a half month of inventory, and typically a normal market sits at around 3 to 6 months of inventory. Also, I'm being told around the water cooler that lumber prices have increased by almost 40% just since January 1st. Do you know what homes are made of? Gas prices just since January 1 have gone from It's too painful. I'm not even gonna say it. Yeah. Finally, mortgage interest rates have jumped from January 1st at 3.35% to March 28th, they're already at 5.25%, which, my friends, happens to be one of the quickest jumps in mortgage rates in a single quarter that has ever been recorded in history. So, gosh, that was clearly a mess of thoughts and information, and I clearly don't know what it really all means. All I know is that we have buyers and sellers still reaching out to us every single week because they want to move or live in Central Oregon. So maybe there's simply too much demand for people who want to live here, and the market will stay strong throughout the rest of the year. But I do know this, I look forward to doing another market update next quarter so we can kind of figure out what all this means and where all this uncertainty is going to lead. For now, just know that we do have our fingers very squarely on the pulse of the market here in Central Oregon. So if you do have any questions about the market, we are only a phone call away. Thanks so much for watching, and on your way out, go ahead and hit the subscribe button. That would be fantastic. You could also hit the notification bell so you know every time we publish a new video. And then also, you know, the whole thing up there where we have a video that you can go watch for the next, yeah. Bye guys, we'll see you next week.